Howdy everybody, this is James. I'm getting ready to head out and put some more Christmas lights on the trees here. And yeah, we'll see if we can keep the festive spirit going. I'm gonna bring my puppy Boona out, and she can be part of the show here. I'm sure she'll start chewing on lights if I'm not careful, so I'll have to watch out for that. She loves cardboard as well, so she'll probably help open some boxes. So we'll see how tangled up she can get with her little bungee cord leash here. The tricky thing with these lights that I've had to really pay attention to is how many lights we use and how many sections end up getting doubled up. So it's been a little bit tricky because if we double up too many sections, of course that means we're using a lot of extra strands of lights. And I'm trying to be efficient with all this. So the first 3 trees we've done here, I've gone ahead and I just kind of did them by guesswork, and I realized I was using a whole lot of lights, so I sat down with a calculator and a pen and a pencil or pen and paper and started to map out exactly all the geometry that we got to run here. It's basically a bunch of triangles, and Boona's going to chase my extension cord here. And figured out which pattern I need to run, because we can't go in just a straight pattern, one triangle and then the next triangle. We have to go in a very particular order if we're going to keep these triangles efficient and use the correct number of lights for all of this. Anyway, I might share a printout of the of what I ended up finding out here. And we'll share the complexity of just putting up Christmas lights. Almost had to do trigonometry. Anyway, yeah, so let's see. We got the first couple trees done on Tuesday, so you can go back and watch that broadcast. Suzanne and I went ahead and you know, we're talking about the placement of all these. Chris helped place the buckets and move the poles around. So we had a good time doing that. And now we've got to figure out how to get these last 2 up. I had to go get some lights. I actually ran out of lights the other day. So we went and got more lights, and we should be ready to hook the rest of these up, hopefully. I think I have enough lights for all this. I'm gonna take a look and make sure I know where my starting point is here. And let's see, we need a little bit of room for the plug-in. I don't cut myself short there. So we'll leave that back over here. And this is going to be a real trick, keeping Boona off of the lights here, and from, well, you know, eating them. Hey, no, just not cool. Ow! She's got those super sharp puppy teeth, and it's just out of control. Out of control. She thinks that every moment is a moment for play, which, you know, when you're a puppy it should be. But I've got to be around here doing adulting, which is just so silly, but we do it anyway, right? All right, I'm gonna have to go get a tape measure here, because I've got to run these poles exactly 13 feet up, and then our lights end up going up and down those poles, which are 13 feet, and then they go 6 feet across at the base, roughly. I've overestimated what that is, so that we can at least have a little bit of overage. Oh, I like this bungee cord leash thing. Buna's running back and forth and she gets it into leash and kind of tugs on it. This could be fun. All right. Let's see here. We need 13 feet. What I should do is just get a 13-foot string. Might be a little bit easier. So we can go 6.5 feet and double it over, and that'll work just as well. All right, there's number one. And then my chart says, oh, my chart says I went the wrong direction already. Chart says I've got to do, instead of going up to the tree, I've got to go over 1 and then 2 and then up. See, this is the tricky thing about all this, is that we have to skip spaces if we're going to get this perfectly efficient and not waste too much footage with these lights. So we'll bring that around there, bring this around here. Now I need to measure 13 feet. So Kate and I have been wanting to have a dog for a number of years, and we just didn't feel right about having a dog in a place that it couldn't be a dog and run around and all that good stuff. So we've held off for a long time, and we've been here now for right at a year actually, and it just dawned on us at some point. It was just like, you know what? It's never going to be a better time to have a dog than living at Dunrovin Ranch. So we're thrilled to have Buna here and thrilled to finally have a dog in our life. And we're looking forward to training her and having all kinds of fun that way. And you'll probably see us out here training quite a bit the next few weeks and months. Might even get Mackenzie engaged and do some clicker training. Oh, this bungee is hilarious. Oh my word, this is awesome. Okay, up next we're gonna go up, and then we go to here, and then we're gonna go down to this stake over here, and I'm going to measure another 13 feet, and since we've already got a guide to measure this off of, I'll just run it down to here, and that'll be the same distance. All right, there's our 13 feet. Now if I do all this correctly, I can put all this together and I don't have to raise this pole up and down multiple times. I'm not going to suggest that I'm actually that good, but one can try. So we'll see how it goes. You'll get to be part of the grand experiment here. All right, I'm gonna pull my chart out again and just look again one more time. Okay, we came over point number 7 when we go up to 8. Perfect. And this should be see here. Alright, so we need another 13 feet of that, and I think I need to end up splicing it on the back side if my math is correct. So there's 6.5, so we'll double that. Oh man. Oh, this bungee cord is hilarious. I think I found some new entertainment for Kate and I. Alright, there's 13 feet. Looks like Levi just pulled up, which is what Boona got so excited about. It is pretty exciting when Levi pulls up. Cole and Jewel definitely think so. Okay, so let's see how this checks out. I had estimated that we'd have about 3 feet or so, 3 to 4 feet. Yeah, I guessed 4 feet, and we have 5, so that's perfect. It's okay to be long. I just don't want to be short. So far the math is checking out. And we should be in good shape there. Hey Levi. Good, how are you? Long week, huh?
The job just kind of sucks. It's like you can't beat running groundwater when you're trying to put in a septic system.
Oh man.
I guess the whole deal is the state's got to pay for all these places that are flooding over where the frontage road is that they redid by Frenchtown. By compacting everything in there, now all the water that is on that side of the valley coming down is stopped from going through and underneath this interstate.
Oh wow.
So now it's flooding all these houses, ruining septic systems. And I guess the state's got to pay for all of it.
Wow.
Yeah. I just found out about it today, why the reason why we're doing the job, but it's still kind of a, like, I mean, yesterday the water rose 2 feet in like 15 minutes.
Wow.
Fast is still running.
Man.
Buddy,
Levi and I
bark at them and then they yell at him.
Levi and I are having a conversation about his job,
Yeah, it's kind of
his excavation work.
crappy for the people that live there, but I guess at least they don't have to pay for it. The taxpayers gotta pay.
Man. Yeah, that's a tough one there.
Yeah. I mean, that frontage road and the path they put in there is nice. Hopefully they figure something out.
Man. Let's see here. Nope, keep losing the microphone. Where's the next step here? I come down this side, and I think I come down over here, and I do. There's A, B, C, and D. So there's one that's doubled up. Perfect. I kept getting myself confused with what I was doing with the counting when I was setting all this up, and so I ended up, the first strand I labeled everything A 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think I got up to 9 points, and then on this second strand, I started numbering things as A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, and I think is what we ended up going to. So here's my first doubled up section. It's this section right here. And it is doubled up once. And I should only end up with one fully doubled up section. And those doubled up sections are on the ground. So you don't really see them that much. But they definitely are there. And let's see, I'm trying to look at these other ones. I think on this back tree here, I've got 1, 2, I think 3.5 doubled up sections. 1, 2, 3.5 doubled up sections there. And I think we had 1 doubled up section on this big tree. The main tree, the big one in the back, was actually a lot easier to run because each triangle used 1 strand of lights, so it made the math super easy. We just did 1 strand per run there, and there were 6 strands, so that all worked out pretty well. But these smaller trees are a little bit trickier, so I blew through a ton of lights on this second tree that we put together over here behind Buna, and that's when I ran out of lights. So I'm trying to be super efficient today because I don't have any more lights left. I've got 130 feet left after this strand is done. But if my math is correct, we should be in great shape. All right, so there's that. And now I've only got 1 more piece to come down. And then we'll have 1 loop to the left, and then we'll have to double back on ourselves and come back to the right, and then complete the final run along the ground and end it at that point. So these trees look pretty cool. You'll have to come back, tune in this evening and check things out when they're lit up here, and see what you think. And I think we're also planning another surprise for what we'd like to add here. So you'll definitely need to stay tuned for that. Let's see, I hope we have enough left here to reach just far enough around, and it is just almost there. So I'm about, maybe 2 feet short. So I'm not too worried about that, to be honest, because I can probably pull some out of some of these ones coming down. But now it's time to lift these up and see how we did. And this small tree, this section only goes up one tier. So it looks like they are a little bit looser. So I measured them just a little bit long, so I can probably cinch some up and pull them down and around and get our final 2 feet connected back here on the side. But the math checks out. Any error in the math was based on these pins, which vary just a little bit. They're not exactly 6 feet between each pin. They vary just by a few inches either way. So at least most of our guesstimates did the job and I had enough lights. So that makes me confident that this last tree here and these last 2 boxes of lights will do the job just fine. And I can see that the trees back here just turned on. I've got them on a timer to come on at about whatever time it is now, 3:30. Yeah, so they should probably, I'll probably turn them on to, I'll probably leave them at this time schedule, because as winter, we get deeper into winter here, the sunset will be a little bit earlier and earlier, and it'll be darker and darker. So these are all LED lights, so they're pretty efficient. So I'm not too worried about them being on at different, during daylight hours, but we got them on a timer, so we'll try to keep it as efficient as we can. And Boona wants to play. Boona wants to play. Yeah. I almost just want to get her running and launch her against that bungee cord. It's just so much fun to watch. Come here. Oh, it's the perfect leash. All right. I'm gonna have to move you to an area where you can't get to my lights. I don't know if that's even possible, because we're gonna get all tangled up here. All tangled up. I gotta keep you close enough so you don't start crying. It's such a tricky thing being a puppy parent. Here pretty soon she'll be able to be off leash. She already knows her surroundings pretty well, but I want to keep her on the leash while I'm out here by myself so I don't lose track of her, especially when I'm doing hard mental work like, math and Christmas light geometry. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. She's got the sharpest teeth. I think I've already lost a couple pairs of gloves to her. And of course she always goes for your hands. Even if you have a rope in your hand or a toy of some sort, she still loves the hands. Probably because I'm doing this all the time. Oh, okay, let's see. I gotta get organized here. Where are we gonna put you, Boona? Where am I gonna keep you? I think I'm gonna bring a chair out and tie you to a chair. Maybe I'll bring the bench out. It's heavier. What's even better is an umbrella base. Yeah, this is the ticket. Okay, let's see. I think that gives us enough room right about there. Oh yeah, it's so exciting being you, isn't it? Whoa. You're all tied up with those stakes, aren't you? It's incredibly fun and probably incredibly frustrating because you're wondering what in the world these humans are doing. Unbelievable. How do they do it? Okay, yeah, let's not bite the hand that feeds you. Come on. Oh man. All right. Let's see if I can tie a knot before she rips my gloves apart again. Okay. All right, let's see here. Before I start this one, I guess I should probably try to grab just a little bit more off of this one. So play this game for a minute. Okay, so we're gonna cinch this up a little bit more. Boy, we gotta have some pretty good eyes for doing this. This is gonna turn into a rat's nest. Let's see, we came here, we came to here, so we're gonna cinch this down. To there, and then this came down. This came down to this side. And we're able to move a few inches that way. Okay. And then we come a few inches back this way. These through. You know, it's even more fun than putting Christmas lights up. Taking Christmas lights down, because what's going to happen here is these are going to get all kinds of bound up. And then we got to try to put them away and save them for next year. And then when we pull them out, we're going to forget everything that we did 12 months ago. And yeah, I'm not really looking forward to that, to be honest, but this part's fun. Oh man. Okay. Okay, I think we're down to our last one here, so we're going to bring that in. I think we're able to take out about a foot. Or two, and we have just enough come back around and complete our loop. Look at that. That's good enough for me. Let's lift this up and see if things tighten up okay. And they do. I think we're okay. If anything, we've still got a couple that are on the loose side, so. But be able to worry about that too much. There's where my extra amount was here. Oh yeah, Buna's getting all excited now. She wants me to pay attention to it. Puppies need you to pay attention. Yeah, that one's got some extra stuff going on. Hey, am I ignoring you? Is that the problem? Is that the problem? Okay. Okay. All right. Success. Now, the last tree here. Let's see if we can do even better with that. This bungee cord is hilarious. Ah, I don't think Buna thinks that, but I do. I definitely do. Ah. Okay, this one I actually have a, I can plug into this one. Well, maybe not. I think I'll need to run the extension cord. The other factor in all this is trying to figure out where you have your extension cords hook up and what all that has to look like. And I've got a certain number of those I'm dealing with too, so. The other variable in this is when we pull these strands out and when I'm measuring all of these, there's certainly a factor of elasticity we have to think about because these lights stretch a little bit, and if I'm not measuring properly, what ends up happening is I err on the side of them being maybe a little bit too long, which I think is what I did on this other tree. Wasn't stretching them out enough when I made my initial measurements. Let's see. Almost made a mistake there. I think we got to go all the way to this one, and now we can take our 13-foot measurement. Double check my chart here. 1, 2, 3, 4, yep. Just out of reach of those lights, aren't you, Buna? Yeah. So, yeah, I think we introduced Buna about, maybe, gosh, I guess it was close to 4 weeks ago, because we've had her almost right out a month. And I think we introduced her in the episode. We hadn't figured out her name yet, so her working name was Sadie, but that was just kind of the first thing that popped into Kate's mind when she was picking her up. I think her original name was Virginia at the Humane Society when we got her, but we wanted something a little bit more personalized and meaningful to us, and so we hemmed and hawed about it for a good I don't know, almost a week, and finally we're like, you know, Buna, this dog's got to have a name. So we named her after our favorite whiskey, a Scotch whiskey called Bunnahabhain. It's an Islay whiskey, and I guess it sort of fits because she's kind of got a nice, smooth, deep, rich whiskey color. She's getting a little bit darker the older she gets here. We can already see a change in her size and her color. But she's just a beautiful dog. And we like Buna. B-U-N-N-A is her name. So she's been a wonderful addition to our household and our life. And I think she'll fit in great here at the ranch. It's sort of funny to see her up next to Buddy, Levi's dog, who's a Great Dane and Springer Spaniel mix. And yeah, definitely pretty funny to see those two together. But she gets along really well with other animals. We took her to a puppy play date at the Humane Society last night, and she just runs around looking for treats from other people, and then she starts exploring what other dogs are doing, and she just has a great time. She's nearly fearless, so I think that's generally good, but she's also a little bit, perhaps a little bit too friendly when she's looking for treats. She's very food motivated, which makes her easy to train, but also makes it a little difficult to keep her in line whenever there's treats around. We've been playing this game with her daily feedings, or twice a day feedings, and she's been getting the hang of it pretty well. We have her sit and watch us fill her cup of food or whatever, and then she sits and watches us put it in the bowl, and then she's just staring at us the whole time. We've got her attention span locked in, and when she's settled down and paying attention, then we tell her, okay, go get your food. So she's learning pretty quick. All right, so we've got our first strand of lights up here. That's all locked in. And I've got a fair bit more left over here. It's not 13 feet by any stretch, but it's a little bit more than the last one. So maybe I'm stretching these out a little bit more as I'm measuring them. There could also be slight manufacturing tolerances that are making a difference on this too. Of course, if there's anybody manning the ranch cam, certainly don't feel like you have to keep it on me and my shenanigans. Levi and Chris are out feeding right now, feeding the donkeys and the captains and Chinook and Jasper. So if you haven't already, you can feel free to spin the camera around and watch them. It's been really great having them here. It's nice to have two people doing it. They've been able to tag team things pretty well, and that makes the pasture feeding quite a bit more efficient when you have two people out there working away. So, uh-oh, Buna's finding my lights. She's got just enough reach. Oh man, last night I was out here in the dark and had a headlamp on and was going through things, and getting all my lights strung up on this other tree, because I had brand new lights. Like, I gotta get one more lit, have some symmetry here. So I'm running those around, and I just got turned around all over the place. I had the wrong cord end. I had the part that has to be plugged into the wall next to the parts that couldn't be plugged into the wall, and I couldn't extend certain sections. It was a mess. So if you go back to the video from last night, if it's still around, you'll see me walking in circles like a madman. It got to the point where I was laughing at myself. That's how silly it was. But I figured it out. I got it working. And we got this third tree turned on. All right, so there's that light there. Let's bring this down. All right. And then we go around 2 more times here. Yeah, it was last night while I was dealing with this tree, this third tree that took an inordinate number of lights, in my opinion. And I kept thinking to myself, there's got to be a formula or some other way to determine the most efficient method for stringing these lights up. So while you were watching the divas and Mackenzie get trained and the divas demanding food, we can't call it begging. I don't even know if we can call it doing tricks for food. I mean, it's just flat out demanding at this point. All thrilled to be part of it. Anyway, while you were watching the divas getting trained up, I was drawing all these angles and making all these measurements and calculations, getting ready for what we're doing right now. So I think it's paying off. We are really close. We've only got one more down angle to go. And Boona just can't wait. She's had enough of me not paying attention to her. Oh man, I am not looking forward to taking these down and putting them away. I already know it's gonna be rough. Okay, I think we should have plenty of lights here. Hey, yeah, I'm back. All right. And I'll take a quick measurement. All right. That looks good there. Uh-oh, she got loose. The bungee cord broke. Oh no. Oh no. All right, come here. Ow, let go. Okay, leave it. Okay. I wonder if she chewed that loose herself. Probably just came untied, but let's do that again, huh? Let's see if you can catch me this time. Huh? It's kind of cruel, I guess, but I gotta find the joy in it somewhere. Yeah, I'm almost done, Boona. All right. All right, we have a lot more left over than we did on the other side. So either I made an error in some of my measurements here, or that set of strands was a little bit longer. This is the test. I'll get it up in the air and see what happens. It does feel a little bit tighter, and I think the reason why is because this one pole is actually a little bit longer. It's got some sort of a pad at the bottom, and this lower section is sticking up higher. So my math did not account for that. So I get to make all of these a little bit longer somehow. That one definitely needs to be longer. That one's fine. That one's okay. I think I can do this. Talk to Levi and Chris here. Oh, this is great. This is great. Buna, come. She's hiding. There she comes. All right. Oh, man.
That's why you gotta enjoy these moments, because then they turn into that.
Right?
I had a picture pop up on Facebook the other day of him made a shirt sleeve of one of my flannels or whatever into a vest. If that tells you how small.
Wow. Wow.
And it used to.
No. Come on.
Before we go out there, there's no restrooms out there.
Oh, man.
Just holler at me if you need some help.
All right. Thanks, Levi.
Yep. I'm around the rest of the weekend. So
Awesome.
you got some others?
Yeah, I'll get you a list put together.
Okay.
Definitely. Cool.
Did you guys ever go get that bird feeder down there?
All right, we had some puppy play here. Was that fun, Buna? The guys are getting ready to go feed the herd here. Oh yeah, you're still full of it, aren't you? Let go. Leave it, 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 leave it. Okay. Tie her back on the cord here. I'm gonna have to turn this into a regular thing, I think. I like it. All right, I'm gonna get some extension cords. We're gonna see if we can light these trees up. Okay, yeah, all right. Let's see here. Extension cords, there they are. She loves playing with cardboard, which wouldn't be so bad if she didn't try to just eat it all the time. Favorite thing to do is chase around a empty paper towel roll. I think you went to grab some boots or something, or gloves. All right.
Sorry.
Yeah, she's still trying to figure out how to run with people. All right, tree number 5 or number 4 is lit up. Yeah, you need leather gauntlets doing that, boy.
Carhartt hoodie, so she can't not get through it.
Oh man, she's got some serious chompers.
Yeah, that'd probably be the shepherd. She like the horses, or how was she with it?
Oh, she does great with the horses, yeah. Yeah, she loves the horses, and I don't know if she's gotten acquainted with the divas just yet, but she sniffed at them a little bit and stuff. right before Crow and Kelly took off. Her and Crow were getting along really well. All right, last extension cord here. Just long enough, barely. And there's tree number 5. All right. I think we did it. All the trees are lit up. And I need to just double check that all the lights are working. I think Luna actually cracked one of my lights on this first strand before I could get to her and stop. But it looks like everything's still working. Looking good, looking good. All right. Next thing I need to do out here, probably do it tomorrow, before I think we've got some precipitation coming in here in the next couple days, maybe Saturday. So I think tomorrow I'll probably go around with some electrical tape and tape up some of the loose connections here, because as things start to snow and freeze up, we're going to end up with standing water and all kinds of stuff. So I just want to make sure that we're prepared for that. This past year we actually had a few lights go bad on the large tree at the other end of the barn. So that was something we kind of needed to take care of. I got a few of the strands working, but this is your typical Christmas tree light casualties. I'll go ahead and tidy up some of these doubled up strands so we create the illusion that it's just one run. I'd say overall we had success here getting these put together efficiently. I'm not sure that this tree is efficient, but when I look at it, I've only got 1, 2, 2.5 doubled up strands. So I guess that's not so bad, despite all my running around last night in circles around these trees. It's ridiculous. I'm gonna have to convince somebody else to join the party and do this next year. And then I can sit back and have a laugh. Okay. I think we're in good shape. I've got some other ideas up my sleeve for these trees, so you'll have to stay tuned for some of those. We've got some more Christmas decoration antics planned. So definitely stay tuned for that as well. And Boona and I are going to go ahead and sign off. And you guys can spin the camera around and watch the pasture feeding and catch that before it gets too dark. I think the sun is officially setting now behind Lolo Peak, and beautiful evening. Anyway, thanks for joining me for some Christmas tree light math and geometry. Enjoy the lights tonight, and we'll talk to you next time. All right, have a good night.